Hello everyone, I'm Brior and welcome back to Goodgame Empire. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to succeed at the Bloodcrow Invasion. This event was introduced to the game last fall, but it's pretty much identical to another event called the Foreign Invasion that has been around for much longer. I actually already have a video about the Foreign Invasion available on this channel, but nowadays I can make better videos than I could then, and so therefore I thought I would take the opportunity to remake that video by talking about the Bloodcrow Invasion. Let's begin by checking out the event building that appears outside of your main castle in Castle View. There are two tabs here. The first tab shows the prizes you can earn as an individual. You will get the prizes you see now immediately upon earning a certain number of glory points, as specified by these numbers here. Most of these prizes are troops, tools, or gift packages you can send to other players. If you do really well in the event, you might stand a chance of earning a rank-based prize where your effort is compared to the efforts of other players. Rank-based prizes are awarded and distributed at the end of the event. Of special note are the unique equipment items you can earn. The Bloodcrow Invasion gives out items to complete two different commander sets. The Armor of the Foreign Warlord, a 5-piece set which I have completed twice already, and the Bloodcrow Treasures, a 9-piece set that's both better and harder to earn. It usually takes at least 3 million glory points to be counted among the top 100 castle lords. The Alliance tab works in much the same way as the individual tab. Your alliance will earn prizes for its members and its alliance treasury if it performs well in the event. There are additional prizes for the top 20 and top 5 alliances and the victorious alliance. These prizes are not usually special enough to justify a massive effort in the event, but you might use them to encourage your team to participate if you are an alliance leader. You compete in the event by attacking the invader castles that appear on the world map. I'll be launching attacks today from my third outpost, so let's go ahead and take a look. You need many troops and many tools to be truly successful in this event, but you should still be able to participate even if you only have a few. Your first big attack against the invaders could earn you a lot of glory points, and thus also earn you some of the troop prizes we looked at a minute ago, thus equipping you to make further attacks. In addition to having 12,000 attackers, I've also hoarded thousands of glory flags, the strongest of which I purchased from the Nomad vendor when he was around. These flags can be added to the sections of your attack that will not see combat on the wall. The purpose of adding them is to get even more glory. I have spied several invader castles to attack during this video, and we'll start with the strongest. It is very much necessary to conduct full confidence espionage missions against the invaders and to act upon the good reports you get quickly. The invaders will change setups, and the target I was originally planning to attack during this video changed from 3,000 defenders to only a few hundred. We'll check to make sure this target still has a large number of troops by sending out our spies again after we've launched our attack. Inspecting the espionage report will give you the information necessary to carry out the best and most efficient attack possible. You'll want to make a note of what tools the defender is using and what bonuses they offer him. Invaders only equip themselves with tools one slot deep, so this means we will be able to use a sacrificial troop to clear them off the walls. Because of this, we'll need to know what defense tools we are removing in order to calculate how many attack tools to send alongside our subsequent waves of attack. The tools this invader is using will give him a 50% bonus to the strength of his walls, a 210% bonus to the strength of his ranged defenders, and a 110% bonus to the strength of his moat. I can launch an attack on this target by clicking the Attack Now button. This screen tells me how much glory I stand to gain based upon my honor. You will receive more glory points when you have more honor points. There are many other ways to increase the amount of glory you can get from your attacks. I have already mentioned using glory banners, but you can also do the following. Change your flag symbol to something that boosts glory. Enter VIP mode. Conduct military research at the research tower. Purchase a booster from a special offer. Have your alliance purchase a 1-hour booster from the alliance funds panel. Use a commander with glory boosting equipment. Obtain a 5th or 6th wave so that you can send more glory banners alongside your attacks. And if you're a stronger player than I, allocate hull points to the skill Glorious. Now that we've entered the attack screen, let's choose what commander we will be using. I will be using my The Invader commander, which ironically enough is a completed set of the equipment you can obtain from this event. I have fully upgraded this set at the Technicus, so it's a 90-90 with impressive bonuses to the wall reduction, courtyard strength, and travel speed of my attack. When I use this commander and attack invaders or other players, I can add more troops than usual to the flanks of my attack. This is very helpful for attacking invaders that defend one flank only. When using a Sacrificial Wave, it's important to remember to actually use a Sacrificial Wave. I will place a single weak attacker here on the first wave, facing the enemy's defended flank. The target's troops will use their wall tools against this lone attacker, and won't have any tools left to combat my subsequent waves of attack. Remember, the defense tools of invaders are always stacked only 1 unit deep. After placing our sacrificial troop, we can calculate how many attack tools we need to use. At the top of the attack window, we are given the strength of the enemy's fortifications and defenders, but we need to subtract from these numbers the bonuses previously offered by the tools. If you encounter a really strong invader castle, you might need to use a regular attack wave in place of the sacrificial wave to make sure you can overcome the wall. You can still send fewer tools on your subsequent waves, but remember to use the full amount of tools on the first wave of attack. The attack window says that the enemy has 147% wall protection, but we removed wall tools worth 50%, so the new wall protection value is 97%. I will be using event tools on this attack, so let's add enough invader ladders to bring that remaining value down to 0. Because there are no attack tools we can use to reduce the strength of the enemy's melee defenders, we won't bother ourselves with the melee soldier's combat strength number. The attack window says that the enemy has 347% ranged defenders combat strength, but we removed ranged tools worth 210%, so the new ranged defender's combat strength is 164%. We can verify this by checking the castellan of our target. Again, I will be using event tools for this attack, so let's use 9 invader masks to neutralize the remaining ranged defenders. We won't have any space for moat tools on this attack, but that's okay, because we normally don't anyway. Since our troops will now only have to deal with the melee defenders present on the wall, we should fill in with ranged attackers. Melee defenders are weaker against ranged attackers. It's possible that our first real wave of attack will wipe out all of these defenders, but I'm going to add another wave of troops just to be safe. You don't want to be too conservative, however, since you'll need space to include glory banners if you want your attack to be glorious. Now that our attackers are in place on the left flank, we will inspect the enemy's courtyard to determine what troops we should place on the center and right flank of the attack. If there are a greater number of ranged defenders, as seems to be the case here, we will want more melee power entering the courtyard. This does not necessarily mean more melee troops. If your melee troops are more powerful than your ranged ones, an even number of troops could still give you the balance you need. The last step of assembling the attack is equipping it with glory banners. Remember that even your sacrificial troop can carry glory banners. Launch your attacks using fast travel feathers if possible, since this will minimize the time the invader has to change its setup and massacre your attackers. Don't forget to respy the target to make sure it hasn't changed its setup while you were in the attack window. While our first attack is traveling to its target, I'll be sending out more attacks to clear out low-quality invader castles. When the espionage report shows that a weak castle has almost all melee defenders on its defended flank, you should ignore that flank entirely and place troops on the undefended sections to fight in the courtyard. Sometimes the invader castles are not set to defend only a single flank. When this is the case, you will need to use more tools to overcome the wall defenses. To save time while calculating, you need only make note of the tools the defender is using in the center of his defense. If you then start by calculating how many tools you'll need to use in the center, you'll be off to a good start. If you calculate you only need to send 5 ladders to reduce the target's wall protection to 0 in the center, you will need an equal number of ladders to do the same on the flanks. You should use the center as your base for calculations because if you use a flank, you won't know how many gate tools to use. It's important to have a great deal of patience while sorting through your invader castles. Depending upon which opponent your server is currently facing, your target castles may be generally strong or generally very weak indeed. If you're on the USA 1 server, our strongest opponents are normally foreign invaders from Germany and or Bloodcrow invaders from Spain. Our weakest opponents are normally foreign invaders from Romania or Brazil. Invader castles you defeat will be replaced with new ones after a short period of time. Our original attack has now landed, and we've earned some prizes from the event. These troops will in part replace our losses, and the VIP time and banners we've earned will also help my account. Another important prize to mention is that which includes the veteran composite bowmen and the veteran flame bearers, as these are important troops with which to fortify your wall defenses. I had already earned those defenders from previous attacks, and they're now dwelling peacefully at my main castle. Now for the moment of truth. Let's take a look at the battle report from our attack. Alright, it looks like we achieved reasonable glory and suffered a reasonable amount of casualties. As long as the defender loses more troops than I am happy about the attack. We can inspect the details of our report by clicking the Details button. It looks like we were successful in overcoming the wall defenses of this target. Our sacrificial troop wasted the tools of the defender, and our attack waves crushed his troops. With that report, we'll wrap up today's guide for the Bloodcrow Invasion. If you learned something or were entertained, I hope you'll consider supporting my channel by liking the video and/or subscribing. Thank you to Hervius and DHDF22 for providing the information you saw here about the Bloodcrow Treasures Commander equipment set. New videos are coming right up, so please stay tuned and, as always, have a good day.